Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Melissa, better known as Must Be Fit. If you're new here, please subscribe, join the family. Today we're going to be talking about my endometriosis journey. And for those of you who don't know what endometriosis is, it's a condition where there is tissue like your womb that's growing on the outside of your womb, and sometimes it can be like in your fallopian tubes. And for women, that can be something that is super painful. And every single time that you have a period, it bleeds. And as it bleeds, it grows and it becomes more of a chronic situation than an acute. So it's not just a short-term something. It increases in severity over time. And it's something that can be extremely painful and life-changing. So today, I am going to be talking to you guys about my experience. I'm going to try so hard to keep it not super emotional and also short enough so you can grasp the concept of what it's like to live with endometriosis, building up to my surgery that happened late last year and how I am feeling now. So for those of you who have family members or friends that have endometriosis or have had endometriosis, you might have heard some of their experiences. For me, a lot of plans have been cancelled. I've had issues with work. I had problems sleeping. It was like I couldn't wear super tight clothes. I'm in the fitness industry, so wearing leggings all the time was a challenge for me because of the pain in my abdomen. It was just something that was it felt dramatic, and my response from some other people was like, why are you being so dramatic, Melissa? But I really wasn't. It was real life for me, and I just wanted to figure out what was wrong with me and what was causing all of those pains. I want to go into why I thought I had endo in the first place. So I was having like crazy lower back pain, and that seems to be a very common symptom for a lot of women. So chronic lower back pain, meaning over a long period of time or for a long period of time. I was feeling nauseous very often. So during the time of my period, it was mad. It was absolutely mad. And people used to always be like, oh, Mel, you just have really bad periods. And I've even had doctors say, Miss Mussington, you are just one of those unfortunate women that have really bad periods. And I mean, I have family members that are doctors. Like one of my close cousins, she's a doctor, and she used to just find it so weird that I had painful periods. And when we started to speak more, and she was like, you need to go and get tested for certain things. And eventually I did, obviously. But we're not meant to have debilitating, that's the word, pains during our period, and that is what I had. Like I would feel faint. I would have to take at least 2 to 3 days out of doing anything to facilitate the period that I was experiencing. And this was every single month, and some months I would have 2 periods. Sometimes I would have a period every single week, every 2 weeks, on and off. That's it. 2 weeks, my period is on. 2 weeks, my period is off. 2 weeks, period is on. 2 weeks, period is off. Do you know how crazy that was? And then there was this 6-week period where I had a period for 1 week and then not for another week and then on for a week. And that's when I was like, you know what, Melissa, you really need to get it together. I need to speak seriously to a doctor and tell them that you want to take it to the next place where you get tested for anything that may be really serious. Not only that, but I was also experiencing quite a lot of bloating, like ridiculous bloating. I'll try and find some pictures to show you guys, but I was experiencing extreme bloating, pain in my groin area. it was just a lot. It felt like I was not myself, you know? And me, I am someone with quite a lot of energy normally, naturally. And I was just feeling tired all the time, just lethargic. And that was not Melissa. So I knew I needed to seek help. A lot of women who later on in life find out that they have endometriosis, they had it for ages. It takes approximately, on average, 8 years for a woman to find out or be diagnosed with endometriosis. And for me, that was no different. I could remember as far back as when I was in high school. I could remember fainting in school with my period. I could remember being just very out of it and having just really bad periods. And then when I got really into sports and I guess taking my nutrition a bit more serious, that's when my menstrual cycle started to be kinder to me, and the symptoms of what I now know to be endometriosis were a bit more, you know, calm on me. My experience here, going to the GP and, you know, getting various testing and stuff done, it was long. It was so long, but I was very adamant because I knew my body, I knew myself, and I wasn't taking no for an answer. They tested me for appendicitis, they tested me for fibroids, we did multiple internal scans, you know, the one where they put the little fob up inside of your vagina. We did the external ultrasounds as well. I did quite a lot. And if you live in the UK, you know that our GPs are a little bit chilled. They're not as proactive as what I've heard to be the case in the US, etc. So I had to be really adamant. I had to be really like forceful and assertive with like what I wanted to get out of them, and I wasn't taking no for an answer. I wasn't taking, oh, let's do this and now let's just wait some time. I wasn't waiting any longer because I really felt overwhelmed by everything that was happening. They put me on different birth controls. I think it was the Mirena, which is meant to help, and it worked for a little while, I think, a couple weeks, a couple months, and after that, no. Everything just started to come back. My body rejected it, and I just wanted to get to the root of it. As a human, we tend to get on the Google and kind of try and figure things out ourselves. And because I love anatomy, I love physiology, I love learning about the body, I love that kind of stuff, I just wanted to figure things out myself, or at least try and get some kind of insight as to what the prognosis could be, what a diagnosis could possibly be. And so I went searching, and that's when I started to really get overwhelmed. I came across some information on Google that was just really talking about the fact that, you know, women with endometriosis have challenges having babies. And for me, that really struck a nerve because I want to have a family, you know, and you know, they say that the age at which women are high risk for pregnancy is at 34, I believe it is. And I'm 30 now, so a lot of things were going through my mind, and I think that was the most emotional part for me. The fact that I may not, that's as they were saying, and as I was reading, guys, this is why it's not good to read up too much, you know. At that time, it was a lot for me, and so, you know, I had to really just reel it back a little bit, remember what I believe in. Remember, I believe in positive energy, good vibes, positivity, prayer, just attraction. And so I had to become that person who was positive and who had hopes, you know, for my future family that I would bring into this world. So I kind of got rid of that after just realigning myself with my thoughts, my beliefs. And yeah, I started to get okay with that after a while. I've watched quite a few endo videos to just check some other people's experiences, and I don't see a lot of people talking about the IBS and stuff that you get. So I used to get irritable bowel syndrome quite a lot, and I thought that that was the reason for my bloating, but obviously it was endo. So you get IBS a lot, you get yeast infections. I was experiencing bladder infections. It just felt like my whole body was off kilter, and so I kind of had to really look into it. And that's when I felt like, yo, Mel, get it together. Like, you know, something is off on the body right now. And a lot of people haven't spoken about painful sex. I was like experiencing, sorry mom if you're watching this, yeah, while having sex, I was just experiencing this pain in my tummy, and it just felt so uncomfortable. And I know it's not just, oh yeah, size is the issue or whatever the case may be. I was having like crazy pain during sex where I just had to be like, let's not do that right now. So I haven't seen a lot of people talk about that, but that was one of my experiences. Now we're going to talk about what worked for me. When it comes to my symptoms, whether it was my bloating, my pain, my sleeplessness, my nausea, or nauseous feelings, I'm a person who loves exercise, and not just for the aesthetics, because that just comes whenever it comes, but I truly believe that exercise has so many more benefits, and this was one of them. So when it comes to a hormonal or on a chemical level, exercise eases what's going on with the endo symptoms. The more active you are, the more blood circulation you experience, and that tends to have some positive effect on the endo symptoms. I also prayed a lot. I also meditated a lot because I just wanted to take myself away from the noise, take myself away from what I was actually feeling in that moment, and I just wanted to just tell it, not now, not here, not now. And I focused on my breathing, and that was it. A lot of people tend to think that meditation has anything to do with or is only about sitting there, like it's literally not that like that. And so my advice is to find a meditation style that works for you. For me, just sitting there listening to my breathing. If any thoughts came in, I was just like, not here, not now. And I expressed gratitude after coming out of that meditation. So just being grateful for the things that I do have, and not focusing on what felt like it was wrong in that moment in time. And that definitely worked for me on a mental level. I felt the shift that occurred when I just started to implement meditation daily. And yeah, I can't lie, like that truly helped. So other than exercise and the mindset work, like meditation and prayer, I definitely feel like there was an improvement when it comes to my diet. So I believe that diet can just change anything, improve any situation, and just how it can make it not so great or worse, it can make it better. And so I started to cut out a lot of excess sugar. I would just have black coffee or pure herbal teas. I wouldn't add even my stevia, because I only use organic stevia to sweeten my drinks, and I wasn't even using that. So I cut out the excess sugar, period. I wasn't really having the donuts, the cakes, and I truly believe that that helped. I increased my vegetables. I was on point with my vitamins. So vitamin D, vitamin Bs, vitamin C, calcium, folic acid, I was taking that. Evening primrose oil to help with the menstrual period pains. Yeah, I was going the whole nine. Definitely cleaning up my diet supported this whole journey and my experience. I cut out a lot of animal-based protein because I read and I researched, and I see that a lot of people got the positive benefits from that, and so I did go more whole food plant-based style, and that did help me on my journey as well. The last two things that I would like to mention that did help me were the CBD vape. So one of my friends bought me a CBD vape, so there's oil inside and then you just vape it. So it's not the same thing as, it doesn't have any THC, which I think is what gets you high off marijuana. So this is absolutely safe. Obviously speak to your doctor first before using it. That helped me get into a deeper sleep faster. And also a heating pad. So I use an electrical heating pad because electrical heating pad, because I can't be bothered, and anybody who's in pain will agree with me, like I couldn't be bothered to go and boil a kettle and wait for it to, you know, and then pour it in. Like, I'm in so much pain, I don't have time for all of that. And I just would plug in my electric heating pad, and in about a minute it would just be right and ready for me, and I would just get all nice and warm. And it just helps with soothing the pain in the abdomen, in your thighs, in your groin, and in your lower back. And because it was quite wide, it was like wide like this, I was able to kind of like wrap it around my body, and that really, really helped. I don't know the exact science behind the connection with heat and just easing of pain, but I know because obviously you have muscles in that area as well, the heat will tend to help your muscles to relax and less cramping. And yeah, that helped me. On to my surgery experience. So I had my surgery in, when was my surgery? October? I think it was in October. And it was such a quick turnover because it was during lockdown as well. It was such a quick turnover in terms of, like, I got the letter saying that I needed to do a COVID test, and then I had to self-isolate, and that was 5 days before my actual surgery, and that was it. Like, I went in there, I was dropped off because, like, when I get in there, the doctor was like, oh, this is what we're going to be doing, XYZ. The anesthesiologist came to speak to me as well. The nurse, they took really good care of me. I was in a private hospital, so it was very good, a very good experience. And when I came out, I wasn't able to eat within a few hours, so they had to keep me. And then the doctor did come and speak to me, and he did tell me that they got rid of my scar tissues. They can see that I reduced my endometriosis, which was crazy to me. And I was wondering if that was because of, like, my diet, my exercise, my meditation, and my mindset. I wonder if I was starting to reverse it. But obviously that's just me in my mind. But yeah, that was really good news for me. And they kept me overnight, which sometimes you do have to do if the doctor feels like they need to. And yeah, the next day I was back home. I was in a lot of pain. Oh my God. And then, like, the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory tablets that they gave me, I think I was taking cocodamol or codeine, something like that, and I had such a reaction. I had a crazy reaction to this medication. Like, my face was swollen, my eyes was crazy, it was like bloodshot red, and I had to go to A&E to get seen by a doctor. And yeah, they were just like, oh, you're just having a reaction to the medication. So they took me off that, gave me some new medication, and yeah, that was me for the next few days. I was out of it. I was in a lot of pain, and it took me about a couple weeks to get back to some sort of normalcy. I would say about 4 to 6 weeks it took me to recover from my surgery. And I was willing to get up. I was willing to do the work in terms of walk around through the house and, you know, try and help myself. I was having lots of soups and soft drinks. And when I say soft drinks, like protein smoothies and stuff to help with not losing too much muscle mass while I wasn't training, while I wasn't moving. And yeah, I was really adamant to not spend months in bed, which isn't usually necessary, but for some reason my healing process took a little bit longer, and I was okay with that. I just really worked on building my mindset and just, you know, putting one foot in front of the other every single day, trying to move a little bit more. And then later on I got into some active movements. I was walking down the road, and you know, this was like, I'd say 2 months, almost 2 months later. So yeah, I feel like I recovered well, and now I am able to lift weights again. I'm able to do HIIT exercises. So I am fully recovered now, and this is what, around I'd say 4 months since my surgery, about 4 months since my surgery, and I feel good as new and excited because I want to now see where my body can take me. I have experienced lately some recurring pains, and I'm not sure what that's about, my lower back pain, but I did speak to the doctor today, and yeah, I'll be updating you guys if there's anything to be updated on. But yeah, guys, that has been my experience, and I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please give it a thumbs up. What I would like to add is that you're gonna be fearful. A lot of people aren't talking about the fear. My fear came from many different ways, because if I'm not active and I'm not mobile, I can't really work. I can't create content for my socials, and that way I'm not getting myself out there to be able to get more clients. Like I have a 28-day challenge coming up that's starting on the 22nd of Feb, which is next week, and you know, if I wasn't able to promote that by being active myself, wouldn't have been as successful as the launch has been so far, you know. But the fear is there. The fear of, it's sometimes still niggling in the back of my head, you know, that there's a possibility that I may not be able to have babies. But I'm not claiming that. Like, that's not my portion. But, you know, sometimes it happens. It comes up, and I'm not going to lie and act as if I'm, you know, I'm not triggered, or I'm not bothered, or I don't experience those kinds of thoughts. I just try to walk through them and, you know, get rid of that thought. You know, you just start to think, oh, you're 30 and I'm nowhere close to being married right now. So it's just a thing of putting good energy out there, praying for the best. I have also been determined to clean up my diet. Over my birthday, which was in December, I did drink a lot of alcohol. I did eat a lot of cake, like 13 slices. So I did have a high sugar intake in December, and that led into Christmas and led into the New Year. And it was a whole month of celebration. But yeah, I am back on track. I am ready to heal from the inside out, and that comes from the mindset, and that comes from the things that I eat, and that comes from making sure that I am not just taking in all kinds of rubbish, and that could be from content that I consume as well. I hope that this video does something for you. If it does ease your anxiety that you might have been experiencing, if it gives you a little bit more insight as to your journey, and that you possibly could be an endometriosis warrior. Yeah, like, you're not the only woman, and I can't remember the statistics, but a lot of women experience endo, and I don't want to throw a number out there, but you're not alone. You're not alone. It's not the end of the world. Obviously, there's levels to it and severity, but there's something that can be done. And my advice to you right now would be to seek a good doctor. Start asking questions right away. The fun thing with endo is that you have to have a surgery in order to know whether you have endo or not. So peel back all the layers. Do the research that you can do. Do yourself a favor by cleaning up your diet and all that kinds of stuff, so you can remove certain you know, options, things that it could possibly be. But yeah, start with a diet, start with a positive mindset, and start with speaking to your doctor. That is it for me today. This video has been long awaiting, and it's also been long. So if you haven't joined the family already, guys, please subscribe down below. I am doing my absolute best to bring you more content. And if you've got any, if you're an endo like survivor, if you're an endo warrior, if you're endo thriver, whatever you call yourself, if you experience it, if you know family members who have or had endo, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what your experiences have been like, and I will be responding to all of you as I always do. And I can't wait to see you in the next video. See you later.